Installing a stage 2 Harley-Davidson torque cam, the 447 2018's Heritage M8 motor. I'm going to show you a couple steps the right way to do this. With adjustable push rods for placing the cam bearing with the upgraded Screamin Eagle one with the increased needles in it, and we'll show and explain why and the difference between replacing the oil pump. So just bear with me. Pulling the cam cover off now. I already pulled the exhaust. Floorboard for just quicker video. Pull that gasket off. If it's a brand new motor, you might be fortunate and you don't fuck it up. Maybe you might be able to reuse it, but that's on if it's pretty new. So what we're going to do now, I've already pulled the spark plugs out. Black's already in 6th gear. Turn it over. We are going to put it at TDCC, and we are going to cut the push rods out. So what we're doing, I'm putting my finger on it. We're going to rotate it. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I'll try to zoom in and do what I can throughout this. Yeah, not working. But I'm going to feel this go up and down. It really don't have to be at TDCC, but it's opening the exhaust, it's closed. I'll go over a little bit more, make sure it's off the ramp of the cam opening. When you're doing this, you want to be careful not to fuck up the push rod tube behind it. And you never want to use a whiz wheel or a sawzall because it will throw metal shavings everywhere. It's that easy. Not too bad. Then I'm gonna go right back to the rear exhaust. Rotate the motor. The rear exhaust just closed. Got it off the ramp of the cam. Same thing. I got a special tool here, makes it a little easier. There's 1,000 different ways you can do this. This here just helps to not scratch or mess up the finishing. If it's a custom bike, you can have painted push rod tubes, powder coated, attention to detail. Don't want to scratch the finish. I'm gonna work with these. On M8s, they did a updated design of the tubes. So sometimes you can be a little aggravating if you just try to wiggle it to get some room, twist it, and then just work them up and down. Same thing for an intake, roll it over, I want to feel it go up, I want to feel it close, and then I want to feel it not move for a partial row. I'm also even doing this. You don't want to putting pressure on the intake manifold, the induction module. You don't want to distort or force that induction module to move in any way. Same thing with the rear. We're going to apply pressure back and forth, up and down, left and right, front to back. Twist it, work it up. Get your fingers in there. It's a little tight. I know some of y'all ain't used to that. Again, feel it open, feel it close off the ramp for the cam. This TCA throttle control actuator induction module, gray piece, you want to pop it back gently, and then that's the secondary lock. It will allow you to push up on this button, disconnect that. Try and be careful here. That did move a little bit. It was partially loose because I have to go in there anyways. But for you all that it don't pertain to, obviously take advantage of it. Bought different things you can use. These are magnetic. They hold the lifters up for easy installation. So at this point, I'm going to take T27, break your tensioner bolts loose. I'm going to pull them off. This tensioner's a little dark. That is not burnt. That is due to the oil actually dyeing it, just like food dye would. This here has some light wear. Fingertip can barely catch it. I will run that again. It's not a crazy high lift cam. It's not a major performance motor. So the customer's not going to beat it to death, and I personally know them. So we're going to set that aside for later use. I know this is timed correctly, so there's no reason for me to check that. There's no running concerns or issues. Locking tool. break these loose. That fell a little loose. Torque spec is 23 foot-pounds and 33 on this one. The comp one was way loose. Set these aside. We are going to pop this off. It should slide right off, both gears, both sprockets per se. Now when you pop that off, you want to take it apart, feel the chain, make sure that it spins freely, that there's no hard kinks and it sticks out and holds. That is a very bad chain if it does that. Look at your teeth. This is the cam sprocket. Looks great. Look at your crank. You'll make sure that that fell a little loose, so you want to inspect the pinion shaft there on the crank and make sure it is not distorted. You know, checking the teeth on the crank sprocket. And at this point, we are going to take all the bolts out of the cam plate and the oil pump. There are 6 cam plate screws, 4 oil pump screws. This is your cam spacer. This is what you will replace and use for sprocket alignment. Uh, 110 thousandths, that's pretty common for factory. And I'm going to pop this cam plate out, and what that is going to do is allow a lot of oil that's built up and held in an oil pump to drain. You really don't have to have any pry tool. Sometimes it needs a little assistance. Just assist it just a little bit. That is actually rare to do that. It's actually fighting me a little bit, which is not common. Now, if you'll see, everything will drop and drain. It's all that excess oil I was just talking about. It don't matter if it comes out together or not. So I'll slowly pull it apart. You can leave the oil pump together and pull it out and disassemble it. Anytime I do a cam job, I will always separate it to inspect the oil pump. I got these in to hold the lifters. I'm going to spin this cam around to help make sure it's hit the magnets. That's gonna hold. This is a factory cam. I can tell by the number. And now we are going to pop the oil pump out. That is it for disassembly. Next will be inspecting the components. You'll inspect your lifters, the rollers of the lifters. You will inspect the outer diameter of the lifters. Check for major scoring. You want to check the cam plate to make sure it's not grooved on the back, which we'll get into that here in just a minute.